Hey folks, how are we doing? It's a glorious winter's day today and I am out here with the Osprey Eja backpack. It's a women's specific multi-day backpacking pack. Super lightweight, pretty awesome. I did a review of that one, so check that out if you're wanting to find out stats and figures. But what we're going to do today is we're going to get down to some business. We're going to see what we can actually fit in this pack. We're going to look at packing it, or unpacking it first, then packing it since it's already loaded up. And anyway, let's get down to business. Right, here we are, down to business. Get it? Elevation? No? I just won't try in future. Right, the pack. Let's focus on that. Basically, what I've done is I filled it up with some kit that I'd probably take on a multi-day trip. We've got my tent here attached to the front. So basically, there's some little 7mm compression straps, which is supposed to be for a roll mat, and I put my tent on there. You can see even with that there, oh actually it does balance. With that there, the backpack balances. What I tend to find without the tent on it, it just flips over. There's just no balancing point with that. So there's something to bear in mind if you want your backpack to balance. So what I put in the top then is my compass and just pacing beads. So I just keep that in there. Normally I keep that in a hip pocket, but I have no hip pockets on this backpack. And then I've got some sun cream, some heat gel because I get a sore back, electronics chargers, they're all in there. And that's it. That's everything I put in the top pocket. Normally, actually, I'd have my first aid kit in there, but I got my mountain one, which is pretty bulky, so I put it on the inside. So, zip that up. That's now empty. Inside of the top pocket, I've just put in my head torch, so I keep that in there. Batteries flip round, just a little point there, stop it turning on when it's in the pack. So that's my head torch. I could keep some snacks in there if I wanted to, or again, the hip pocket, which I don't have. Coming into the actual pack then. Oh, I've got waterproof jacket, nice and easy to access. That's there. This is my food bag, so I wasn't too worried about putting it in the top there, just since it's there and accessible. So I've got in a couple of dehydrated ration packs for evening, a few porridge sachets, and just some cereal bars and stuff for when I'm on the trail. So that's probably just like a day and a half's worth of food, if I'm honest. I could have put a lot more in there, but I didn't. Then here, just because it's where it fit best, just some spare clothes, to sleep in but also to walk in. Just another warm hat there for the night as well, all in there. Could have compressed that a little bit better if I'm honest. And then right away, nice and accessible, is my Jetboil with an extra bowl. So this is really great. You can boil water in 2 minutes. I've done a review on that, so check that out if you want to. But it's the idea of keeping it there, so I've got some couscous for lunch, so I can just whip that out, boil it up, scoff the food, get on the trail. Happy days. So Jetboil, and then also right at the top here is my first aid kit. Nice and big. I've got a whole mixture of tablets and stuff, to dressings and plasters and blister care. It's all in there, all nice and easy. There's no point having a first aid kit if you don't know how to use what's in it, folks. I do recommend doing an outdoor first aid qualification, 16 hours. Really worth the money, really worth the time. Very, very educational and just such valuable stuff. Then I've got my roll mat. I'm kind of pulling this out kind of randomly. I could have rolled that down a little bit better as well, but that's my roll mat, which I sleep on. And here is an emergency shelter. This is a blizzard survival bag. So basically I brought this instead of my group shelter because it's pretty big size. The idea is you really would only get this out if you needed to, but it's going to keep you warm and keep you protected from the elements in the event of an accident. These are really worth the investment. Again, as you can see, it's about the size of an old tape, but quality stuff. This here is just wash kit, spare stuff, some other medical things. I have to bring that with me, but that's all in there. So that's just personal stuff. I have a bivvy. You might argue why I have a bivvy when I have a tent. I actually just use this over my sleeping bag. The sleeping bag I've got is my summer one, so perhaps if I was going out in these conditions, I would definitely get a bit cold. I've got a liner, my sleeping bag, and then I can put my bivvy over the sleeping bag. Also just protects it from condensation and any damp in the tent as well, especially when you've got it down. So that's my bivvy. I arguably really don't need that, but that's just personal choice. And then here is my sleeping bag. So as I say, this is a summer sleeping bag. I probably wouldn't use this anything below -5 because that would be cold. But it's just nice and compact. My winter one wouldn't fit in this, or it would, but it would take up so much space. So I'd just debate that. I'd probably go for the 48 size. As I say, this is the 38 size of this pack. In the front here, I did a DOV thing. Just clipped my mug on the front. Arguably don't need that because I can use the Jetboil mug, so that's just a luxury. This is my waterproof trousers and gaiters. I just keep them there, really accessible. I could have put them in the top of my waterproof, but it's just quite helpful having them there without having to actually go in and out. Those I would take off more often and put on more often than my waterproof jacket. Waterproof jacket's got pit zips, I can ventilate a lot better. Waterproof trousers really not a fan of, so I'd only wear those if I had to, but by having them there, I don't need to keep coming in and out of my pack. This here is an extra waterproof cover for my backpack. Some people don't really like these. I do like them, especially when I have camera gear. It's just nice to give that extra layer around your pack. And these are great because they clip all the way around, so you're not going to have the problem of it blowing off. If you put your tent on the front, you do want a bigger size. I think this is the large. Oh no, it is the medium. But it just means you've got space to actually put it around the tent as well, because obviously it's designed just for the pack itself. So perhaps try with a few, take your pack when it's full up to the store and just try a couple out, see which fits best. Hats, gloves, buff, all in there, really quick and accessible. So it's winter at the moment, so I've got several layers, several versions of gloves, really thick ones to thin ones. I've got a buff, I've actually got a spare hat as well in case mine blows away or someone else needs one. So that's there in the front. Then on the side, just an example really, I've just put a flask, coffee, and another flask. So just a water one. These are really decent sized pockets actually on the side, so you could easily fit a couple of bottles in each of those, which is quite nice. And then that's it. My tent's on the front, and this trekking pole's on the side, just to show you the Stow on the Go trekking pole attachment. But that's everything I put in here at the moment. There's probably a few things I'm missing. I've just kind of put all this together just based on routine, if I'm honest. But I could easily get away with a couple of days out on the trail. Obviously, I'd have a map as well, but not got that with me right now. But that will fit in here, so I'm just going to quickly whip it back in, so again you can just see it when it's fully packed, and then that's it. I'll leave you to make your own conclusion as to whether this is the pack for you. There we go. So there you have it. Backpack fully packed. Folks, if you would like a video on how to pack a backpack effectively, obviously this I kind of just done so it fits in better. Things like first aiding kit and very aware I would have a lot more accessible. But if you would like a video on that, drop us a like, drop us a comment, and we'll get on that later this year. Show you how to pack a backpack effectively. Also how to say that sentence. Pack a backpack. In the meantime, folks, this is the Osprey Eja. I'm Abbie. I'll see you on the trail. Thanks for watching.